So, I think I just came to a realization. I think that the the Democratic Party, or just that political machine, it's homogenous. RNC, DNC, that machine, whatever that machine is, it's not all, it's not everyone, but there is a machine there at work. Whatever that machine is, it's strange because they have all the the media under their control, and so they're able to freely propagandize easily and just put out whatever kind of message they want and have everyone fucking accept it wholeheartedly, easily, without asking any fucking questions. Basically, well, most people, right, without asking any questions. Okay, and then over time, you're able to get people who would never fucking imagine this shit. Get them to a point that over time where it's okay, or maybe they don't even notice it, right? And it's like, okay, how did we get to the fucking point where there's dudes fighting up against chicks in the fucking Olympics? In the Olympics, bro, getting awarded medals like nothing's fucking happening. They're just getting called women. Like, circumstances aside, like, what is happening? How did we get here? Because I can remember a time not too long ago at all where such a thing would be. You I don't know. I don't know what would happen to you if you'd suggested anything like this maybe 10, 15 years ago. I don't know. I don't know what someone would say because it's so extremely different. And that's what you have to do. You have to really push the envelope like that to get people who are like hardcore Christian okay and unable to actually disparage the fucking blaspheming of the Last Supper in the opening ceremony of the Olympics. Like, it's wild. Okay, it's wild. Not everybody does it, and I think most don't. But to see that it even happens is nuts. To see it, it's like, damn. And it's like the fact that it got to this point before people are like, okay, what the fuck is happening? Even like the most hardcore Christians and shit, even the ones who are like over here preaching Satan's out to get you all the time. Well, I mean, those guys are just trying to take your money, let's be clear. But despite that, the fact that it has to get that close to home before you fucking, that's what's crazy to me. But it's not, it's indicative of the type of tactics that they employ. It literally radicalizes people and gets them to basically instantly instrumentalizes people through said radicalization. It's strange to see it at work. But generally this is what I was saying. I generally think I've figured it out. Why they're doing what they're doing is because Trump has them fucking numbered. He knows what he's the swamp, especially now since people are actually behind it and they know what the fuck. They're genuinely afraid. They didn't used to be, but they are now, of actually being drained of the swamp being drained. They are. And what's crazy about that is it has them acting so wild that they're just exposing themselves more and more. But the tactics that I've noticed, which is what they've always used, is that they always project. They only ever always project. They don't ever reflect. Hell no, they never reflect. And they never actually listen to anybody. They just project. They counter argument with a projection all the time. And then whenever it gets to the point where they're trying to literally control they're creating a false reality and trying to get everyone to believe in it, to the point where if you know anything about anything, it completely shatters all your fucking all this whole belief system that they created for you. So it's a very like fragile thing, but it's easy to maintain if you make them afraid to approach the boundaries. Or if you make them not want to leave the pleasurable confines of the center, right? Never ever venturing out towards the boundary. Okay, specifically, what am I referring to again? So, they're stuck in their little bubbles, and if they had even ventured just close to the edge of it and looked outward, they'd be able to see that dude, it's actually so crazy. They're literally fucking being used. They're literally being used. And they're just like shilling out for this thing that they don't understand. Either that or they're just getting straight up paid by it, which that is egregious. If you're getting paid by it, then you're in bed with them. That's how it works. If you're getting paid by them like that, you're in bed with them, and they'll support you. They really will support you. Henceforth, you see that with Mr. Beast. You think it wouldn't happen, but it does. But any actual like bona fide celebrity would have this happen to them, which is why Epstein Island is able to exist and nobody has any, all these people are fucking involved, but ain't nobody know or said nothing. It's very, very prevalent. And these people are very, very powerful. And they don't ask questions before they pull the trigger. Right? And Trump is threatening to expose them. And actually is. Because all their power comes from being able to operate in secrecy. And in camouflage. But being exposed in the way that it looks like they're shaping up to be. There's no way to know what's going to happen. I actually don't know what's going to happen. But what I can say is that most of the people in this country created this situation. And that I hope in the future that people would at least just listen for their, get to know the facts for themselves. Create their own actual opinions about stuff. Don't just have an opinion. Because just having an opinion doesn't mean shit. Anybody can say any dumb fuck thing. The only opinions that matter are the ones that are informed by facts and pertinent information. Otherwise, you're just talking about your own imagination or your own feelings or your own genuflections. Just basically meaning genuflections meaning you're projecting. Okay? That's all it is. I'm not saying that that's all it can be. It doesn't have any potential in truth. The only way that it could is if it was a guess, but that's just a broken clock being right twice a day. But whenever it comes to such a circumstance, I mean, I guess it would be much rarer than that. Or you're psychic or something. I don't fucking know, but most people are not psychic. Basically what it comes down to is that most of the people that are talking don't know shit, and they don't know how to listen. And they don't know how to recognize what's true and what's false, just based off of being able to observe. Just observing and paying attention. It's very simple. This is very simple things. But people seem unable to do that. And they just fall for the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen and heard in my entire life. Not even as an not as an insult. I've just seen it. And it's like they don't even think. And then you try to be reasonable. You try to introduce reason into the equation. Like, that's all I'm saying. You're not even necessarily trying to shape what they're thinking or anything like that. You're just trying to say, just throwing in reasonable suggestions. And you just see them being absolutely fucking out of their mind with the bullshit. Like, just completely polarized. And it's just like, when it gets like that, there's nothing you can fucking say. Especially when it's dangerous and people actually, especially like at the start of this shit, people were losing jobs, people were losing their families and friends, people were losing all kinds of shit just because they supported. Like, when it becomes, dude, I'm just saying, how the fuck does a machine get that powerful? Well, I'm telling you, it needs every single person complicit in all of that. But like 85% of them have no idea what it is that they're doing, supporting, or why. Literally bots. On it, like literally. I mean in a literal sense. Well, at least bots are smart. They're like NPCs. Just stupid characters, but you can't play as them because, yeah, game mechanic. Anyway, when I say stupid character, when I say stupid, I mean like stupid as in, what do they do that in Skyrim too? But I know I'm playing Elden Ring, so in Elden Ring, whenever you summon an NPC into a boss fight or some other such thing, they just run it down. That's exactly what I mean. And you can't stop them. And that's not the point. That's why they're so tanky. That's why they have so much HP and why they're able to resist so much damage. It's because they're running it down and they're not going to stop. Sometimes it works, but look, the point being, the whole Orange Man bad shit was crazy. Most of the people who ever thought about that, who ever aligned with that shit, are kind of fucking crazy, or retarded, and retarded could even just be not caring about shit that you should care about. And then they don't learn until after they got fucked up. Like, over and over and over again. And it becomes like a serious life lesson, whereas it's just like one of the most simple things ever. I'm just saying, like, you could do it and get pissed off because you're like, ah, fuck. Or you could just do it and then just be aware that this is what may come with it, and if it does come, you're already fucking cool with it. Like, this is what I'll say. Brushing your teeth. What happens if you don't do that? No, they start to decay. You start to have problems, right? So it's a choice to not brush your teeth and get cavities, but then be like, ah, fuck, man, shit, god damn it. Which is kind of unreasonable, let's be real. Especially if you knew that was going to happen. If you didn't know, okay, that's one thing. Now you know. Okay. Bless him. Right? But you knew. You knew. You deserve this shit, bro. Like, honestly. Okay. And here's the gray area. If you didn't know and you're sitting here fucking doing all kinds of fuck shit, the charlatanry, the attempted assassinations, the insane rhetoric, by the way, lying, cheating, stealing, all that type of shit, narcissistic projections, you do any of that, yeah, fuck you, buddy. You gotta go down, bro. You gotta go down. This is not how this works. This is not democracy. This is not, this is the most undemocratic thing I've ever fucking seen. How a political party has that much fucking control. And it's not even the political party. It goes beyond the political party, but the real political party includes the RNC, the DNC, several other countries and their primary caucus and constituents, as well as certain celebrities and other such rich people and things and whatnot, especially the billionaires and are there any trillionaires? I think they're also included for. I'd say certainly they are. Right? They have meetings all the time of different kinds. You know. Just. I wish people cared more, and I wish they paid more attention. Because if they even cared just a little bit more and just had played a little bit more attention, none of this would be going the way it is right now. In fact, things would be so incomprehensibly different that we don't know actually what things would be like. Like, we don't. Instead, they're so incomprehensibly bad that nobody knows what to do. And they can see that it's Biden's fault, but they know how hardcore they supported him, so they can't find it in themselves to disparage him, and so they gotta be like, I'm voting Trump, but that's just because it's of Kamala, you know. But it's like, Kamala's not doing anything, dude. It's fucking Biden. It's Biden and the administration. She can't do shit. Nobody wants her to do anything, dude. Nobody wants her to do anything. That's why she seemed to be a good candidate, is because nobody was gonna let her do shit. And one and two, she didn't really want to do shit. She's not the best puppet, you know. She's uncharismatic. She's kind of weird and sociopathic and all that types of shit. We get that. But she can smile, she can cackle, you know, it's whatever. Nobody really gives a fuck. Like, nobody gave a fuck. They were even willing to give her a black card, bro. Just to win. But she's so fucking bad that they're like, damn, bro, we really want you to have this black, but we can't. We actually can't. And you're a trash human being. You're a warmonger. You're a fucking. You're a shill for the deep state. You're a puppet for the deep state, straight up. I mean, we haven't gotten there yet, but we're right there. You know, draining the swamp never looked a fucking better, because, I mean, who knew that the most harmless person would be the fucking linchpin for all of this shit? I mean, or at least half of it. Half of all of this shit. And once that kind of shit gets exposed, I mean, who knows? That's all. That's really what it comes down to. And that's what they want to prevent, and that's why they're trying like fuck to get it to. But the thing is, they can only project, and they have to believe that they have unilateral support by their party, while they do the most undemocratic fucking things, unconstitutional even things, just right in front of everyone's faces. And they're so homogenized in power that it just works. Uncontested. Because they never knew there was anything to contest. That's how one-sided it was. And then whenever it comes to Trump, completely legitimate things make no headway in court. Just completely to a fucking standstill for 4 years. While they did nothing but shit talk him. It's crazy. Oh, the wall, what does he have to show for it? And it's like, they know what the fuck they're doing. It's actually impossible, man. Well, it's looking like that's changing. So, let's pray the Orange Man good era. Alright. This time it's for real.